Hello. Legends of Wildemount, episode 63. As I mentioned last week, this campaign is going to be wrapping up shortly because of copyright stuff with Critical Role. And I just don't want to risk getting copyright strikes and having the channel get taken down. Because, the internet, it's all automated copyright strikes usually, and those aren't super reliable. Example, I've gotten copyright notices for songs that weren't even in a video. So, on YouTube a long time ago. So, again, it's not a reliable system, so I just don't want to risk it. And it gives me a chance to flesh out a setting that we've played on the channel a very long time ago for 9 episodes. So, the house from Bent Hill. But I'm going to flesh out the entire setting and not just the house. So, that's next. That's next.
That's the one with the Bloodborne type slant to it, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that was my first game.
Yep. So,
yeah. Hey.
Yeah. So
Hey.
that's we'll be transitioning over to that. It might be jarring, but it's not gonna be like, hey, these characters randomly got deposited to this place. It's just gonna be new because there's like no breastplate doesn't exist in that setting because it's like old and it's Bloodborne inspired. So if you've played Bloodborne, it's kind of that kind of aesthetic. It's gonna be silly.
Everybody do a dex build.
Yeah. Also, if you do want a taste of that setting, there was a campaign I ran on the channel for 9 episodes with 2 separate parties in this house called the House from Bent Hill, and it's a house that was kind of like temporally fucked up. So the parties were experiencing what each other did, like it was weird. Yeah. So it's gonna be that setting. It's like a Victorian era Bloodborne setting. So spookiness and other stuff. Anyways, other announcements. Sunday, October 10th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we're starting our next Sunday campaign, DM'd by Sam, which is going to be like the next campaign after Soldiers of the Lich Queen. Everyone in the group has done their session negative ones, which are part of the party kind of meeting each other, but not everyone is meeting each other all at once, so that's cool. And yeah, that's Sunday, October 10th that premieres. And it's a big, spicy 6-person cast, so it's going to be fun. And there's an announcement video, a promo video up on the YouTube channel that I posted that Sam recorded and did some voices for introducing the cast and their characters that they're playing. And I'm the only one who has character art so far, so it's great. It's great. I'm happy. And my character looks cool as fuck, so he's probably gonna die. That's it for announcements. Yep. So last we left off, the party did some business in the city of Deastok after speaking to Dieter, the Starosta of Deastok, and yeah, just learned some stuff that might not be relevant anymore because the campaign has to wrap up. Anyways, the Gravel and Talindra went to go investigate the house where the previous sort of captain of the guard / cleric lived, who kind of accosted the party a little bit in the early days of the campaign, and had heard that her house had been untouched. Like, all the valuables were still there, all of her personal belongings were still there, but she had just gone missing. With some passive perception from Gravel, noticed a weird smell under the floorboards. Dug up said floorboards and found a bunch of corpses with their throats slit, including the woman he was looking for. The body started coming to life, and Gravel was like, nah, and just burned them all with a moonbeam. And I believe Gravel stole some gems that nobody was gonna miss, and the party left the house. Enak said didn't say goodbye to Bernard, just a letter for Bernard saying goodbye, Bertrand, and they all met at the north gate of Deastok to prepare climbing up the Cyrios Mountains. They decided not to go to the north to take the road into the mountains, because the road does go up into the mountains. They decided it would be quicker to climb the mountains, which could be true. They ascended 1,800 feet up in the air. All of their animals that they summoned left at the bottom, unfortunately. And the party just started making their way up. Thankfully, in case anyone fell, Talindra had a feather fall prepared. And because Enak got his Paladin abilities back, was able to summon his Nightmare with his Steed abilities. And it was only at this point, technically, Enak climbing and Ornorian. Eventually, after a few hours, the party got to the top. And as they got to the top of the mountain, the road diverged to the north towards where Enok's kind of herd were camped out at all times, and then to the south where Enak fell off this mountain. And Enak decided to go to the south because his deity told him, go to the place where you fell to get some information. Yada 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 yada. So Enak started going to the south. The party followed. After a couple hours walking, the path on this mountain is very narrow, jagged, typical mountain paths. And as the party were walking, they heard a sound of like snarling, and hopping up on a rock, kind of in the cloud cover of this mountain, was a saber-toothed tiger. And as you're all kind of seeing this thing leap up onto the rock, it doesn't look okay. As the cloud cover kind of starts to clear around it, you can see more of it. It's missing its lower jaw. Strands of rotting meat hang from its ribs. Its left eye is missing, just showing an empty socket, and its body is riddled with arrows. The same kind of arrows your herd uses, Enak. And I need everybody to roll initiative as it pounces.
Yeah. I'm a snack.
12 for gravel.
7 for Enak.
Oh boy. Talindra.
Alright, my computer's being very slow, but it's going now.
Nice.
That looks like a 14.
A 14.
Yeah, 14.
Alrighty. So, Ornorian is first. He's like, Eldritch Blast. Panic Eldritch Blast. 6 plus 9, 15. 11 plus 9, dirty 20. Both just slam into the side of this saber-toothed tiger as it leaps off the rock, and chunks of rotting flesh just kind of gets, sheared off by the blasts. So first one, 3 force damage. Second one, 6 force damage. Total of 9 force damage. And then he's backing the fuck up. He's just like, no. Talindra. This thing's about, we'll say, 40 feet away.
So that thing got hit by quite a bit, it seems like. How's it looking?
Pretty good.
Okay. I'm going to do a Dissonant Whispers at 3rd level.
Okay.
And that's a Wisdom 17.
Wisdom 17.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Let's just see what we got going on here.
Let me just roll his stats.
Sorry, by the way, my internet's suddenly very, very slow, so
That's alright.
sorry if I'm getting mixed up.
No worries. Alrighty, I just had to look up what Dissonant Whispers is again. Wisdom save, you said, right?
Wisdom 17, yeah.
9.
9, hooray.
So it roll the damage, and it has to use its reaction to move as far away from you as possible.
Yeah. So that is, it's rolling the damage right now. It's just being very slow.
And it does not move anywhere that's considered dangerous.
So that's 16 damage to
16
that.
damage, and it just runs 40 feet back, so it's 80 feet away.
Yeah, and I'll give my friends I forget the name of the thing, but the thing that they can move.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll give them that if they want to follow it.
All right, and everyone gets how many temporary hit points again? Is it 8 or 10 now?
Hang on, it's been a while since I've done it. I think it's 10, but I'll just check. 11 now.
11.
11 temporary hit points.
11. Everyone gets 11 temporary hit points.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Very nice.
amazing.
Very nice.
And you can also use your reactions to move about should you wish to close the ground on this thing that is 80 feet away.
Question.
Yep.
How far away? I mean, how much space is there between our backs and the ledge that we just climbed up?
10 feet.
Okay. So did Ornorian take off that way or to his side?
Right. Yep. He's.
He can levitate, so he could have just gone all the way like a full 30.
Oh, it's an action to cast levitate, though. So 10 feet behind you is a sheer drop from where you climbed up, and then to the sides you have about 30 feet of clearance to either side before it drops off. So he's 30 feet to the side,
Okay.
and then 10 feet back, or no, 30 feet because that's his movement. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Directly 10 feet directly behind you is the drop.
Cool.
And it's 900 feet at this point because you ascended 900 feet your last climb.
Cool. I'm just gonna. If Talindra looks like she's not gonna move, I'm gonna use my reaction to move in front of her,
Okay.
just as, I'm a dodgy defense duty Rooney, and I'll try to play defense.
Okay. Anybody else using their reaction to move? No? Okay.
Oh wait, yeah. You said 80 feet. Yeah.
It's 80 feet away.
Enak will run up 30 feet.
Alright. Bringing us to gravel. It's 80 feet away.
Excellent. I'm going to use the Bow of Moonlight,
Yep.
and I'll go ahead and steady aim that as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
In order to get advantage. That's a total of 26 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. For an initial damage of 5 radiant damage
Mm-hmm.
and 7 plus 13, 20 piercing damage.
Alright, so 25 total.
Yes.
Alright, it's. And it kind of goes. And like. It's not looking great. It looks like if you could hit a vital spot, you hit a vital spot. Like, lodge into the back of the head as it's running away. Just.
Nice.
That's your action. Bonus action.
Yep, that's everything.
Enak. It is. He moves up 50 feet away.
All right. Shit. Okay. That's not fun. 1 second. I don't think I have anything. Yeah. He'll stop running. He'll stop running at it, and he'll go 30 more feet, but he's not going to be like full sprint. He's going to walk with the.
Okay.
As he pulls the Holy Avenger out, it begins to glow, and he's just going to kind of drag it in the snow behind him
Okay.
as he's walking up.
All right. There is no snow here. It's just.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of cutting across the
Yeah.
ground.
All right. So you're 20 feet away from it now.
Yeah.
All right. Brings us to its turn. No longer under the effects of Dissonant Whispers, because that's just instantaneous. It turns, and it runs straight at Enak, and it pounces because it ran 20 feet towards you. So it's gonna. And it's
I'm
gonna
gonna
go
use
for a
my
claw.
reaction
Yep.
to do a brace.
Yep.
Enak knows what's up. All right, so that is I get to expend that. So,
Yep.
all right. Wow, that's a natural 19, so 29 to hit.
That hits. It's
Okay.
just. It's like
Is it
this
a
large.
fiend or undead?
It's undead.
Okay, so I
So
get
this-
an extra D10.
This large, like, undead saber-toothed tiger is, like, within, like, 5 feet, getting ready to, like, pounce on you, and you're just like,
Yep. Just as it runs up, he's kind of expecting it. He's just going to go for a slice up. So for the initial hit, that's 14
okay.
plus. This is the. Okay, plus another 4. So that is 18 slashing damage. And then this is the radiant damage. It's 2d10 additional.
So 18, you said?
18 slashing
Yep.
and then 9 radiant.
27 total.
Yeah, 27 damage total.
All right, well, let's roll the undead fortitude. The DC is going to be 5 plus 27.
Okay.
Nope. How do you want to do this? Or, sorry, that's also copyrighted. How does thine wish to do this?
Yeah, as Enoch is, I think Enoch at this point, he knows this area. A part of him probably expected this to happen.
Oh, wait, undead fortitude doesn't work because it took radiant damage, so.
Oh, nice. So yeah, as expecting this, he approaches knowing that it's going to charge back at him, and he just waits for that perfect time. And as the light catches the jewel on the end of the blade, that radiant light flares up as he brings the blade across and just cleaves the head right off.
And it just, tumbles to the side and slides off the side of the mountain. From its, like, momentum that it was just, like, going.
He'll grab the head. He'll grab the head and toss it as well.
Okay.
And he'll sheath the sword and not even gonna say a word. It just proceeds to walk.
All right. And I was wrong. You're not 809. You're not 1,800 feet up. You're 2,700 feet up.
Yeah,
because you
yeah,
get
yeah.
3 900-foot climbs. That's right. All right. The undead saber-tooth tiger is dead.
So that's not a good sign, is it?
No,
Oh, certainly not.
usually the kills stay dead or they're used. We should hurry.
We should.
Yeah. Yeah.
What time is it in the day now?
5 p.m.
Okay.
Does as we're, walking, does it being like undead mean anything to any of you? And he kind of just flicks his eyes towards Ornori.
Well, there was the thing about the dead don't stay dead.
Yeah.
And that's happened a few times at this point, I feel like.
It's troubling.
Like me, haha.
Well, yeah. At least you're a positive case, right?
Am I?
Well,
So
so
we
far.
hope so.
Casts. Yeah, no. Why are you all, like, used to seeing, well, people just kind of not be dead anymore?
Yeah.
kind of. Well, I mean, we've all kind of been through it. I lived it. Tal lived it. Enoch's lived it. We've all been kind of dead before at this point.
Oh, well.
Noreen and I are different. I think we died.
I mean, I was pretty darn dead.
Right. But you didn't rely on
Talindra.
something else to bring you back.
That's true. That doesn't make us any less dead, right, Talindra? Up high. I guess it's down low for you.
Had to, like,
If he reaches up.
Well, my blood's coagulated. It doesn't really bleed. It kind of just gels, and he, like, cuts himself a little bit, and it just kind of, like, oozes out like jello.
How's that feel?
It's disgusting.
It doesn't really feel like anything. I just feel cold all the time.
And that's gonna try it on himself discreetly, though. He's gonna, like, swipe his finger across the great sword.
Yeah, same thing. Jelly, like, consistency, it's not flowing.
Yeah, he'll just keep his fist tight.
You're up.
As he like feels that, he'll just keep his fist tight, not really.
Like a Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah.
And because I keep forgetting this, Enoch, Whenever you make a death saving throw and you roll 16 or higher, you regain 1 hit point.
Oh, hot. Okay.
Yeah. If you look under your feet, there should
Yeah,
be
yeah,
information there. I keep forgetting about that one though. So yeah, jelly blood, cold. I just don't know how that thing's undead. It's up here, not really sort of hanging out with people.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very troubling for sure.
Perhaps we should see if we can't find its tracks, see where it came from. So
It's
we
not a
can
bad idea.
kind of.
Well, let's go. We have a place that we need to be.
Oh,
At least, yeah.
right. Yeah.
We could check it on the way back. My herd is, and it'll point to the north.
Yeah. I wasn't right because your vision or whatever it was didn't necessarily tell you to go back to your herd, right? It told you to go somewhere else.
Yes.
Right.
I love visions personally. They're very, very reliable.
Well, that doesn't fill me now.
Me neither. That's why I said they're very, very reliable.
Well, we'd better get going if we want to get wherever we're going in a timely manner.
Yeah, it'll be dark soon.
Yeah. Oath was it or Otha?
Yep.
This area with the map.
Yeah.
Enak's gonna climb on the back of a
Alright.
Umbra.
From here to Otha is 4 days of travel.
I'm gonna keep my eyes out for the tracks
Survival check.
of that thing. Okay. Yeah, and I want to see what direction they came from.
Yeah.
Even if we might not be following in that direction, I just want to take a note if I see anything.
Okay.
All right, you said survival.
Yep.
Oh, it was like 18, but 2.
There's really nowhere to leave tracks up here. It's a lot of like loose stones, so you can't really find much of anything.
Makes sense.
But when it jumped up on the rock, it came from the south, the direction
So where
you're
we're
going.
headed. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any way that Enak, over the course of these coming days, could attempt to like try to navigate the group in a quicker,
Of course.
less stumbly route?
You have a feat that does that, don't you? Or like a background feature does
the Wanderer,
that?
yeah.
Yeah.
The Wanderer feat. Okay.
Roll me a survival check and we'll see like how much, or is there any mechanics tied to that at all?
Let's see. I think this actually works a little different. Wanderer, you have an excellent memory for maps and geography. You can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you. In addition, you can find food and fresh water for yourself and up to 5 people for each day.
All right.
I was just saying because he does know this area, like,
yeah.
you know.
Let's say you can cut that 4 days down to 2 days.
Okay.
So I'll say it's 2 days in travel because you know like the shortcuts and the.
Yeah. Especially if he's going to a place where all this transpired.
Yeah. All right.
Burned in his memory.
All right. So you start walking, I guess.
Yep. He will get off Uber for this, like realizing that he probably needs to helm the lead a little bit for this.
Okay. The next couple of hours, nothing really interesting happens. It's like the saber-toothed tiger was the only living thing you're seeing in the next like 3 hours. Like you haven't seen anything else. You haven't heard any birds. You haven't seen any like other wildlife. You usually would, like rabbits and marmots and other like mountain life up here you'd see, but devoid of anything. And at night it begins to fall. It's like 8 p.m. So you're getting close to the 8-hour mark that you've been traveling today.
Shall I set up a camp for us?
Yeah, that sounds good.
For us?
Getting
All
dark.
right. I start doing a hut.
Yep. Anyone else doing anything while tiny hut's being done?
Enak's gonna cook for the group.
Alrighty. cool.
Gravel's gonna play bodyguard while she's vulnerable and like doing her ritual.
All right.
So,
Umbra will be on the ethereal plane, essentially keeping watch from the north.
Okay.
No, from the south. I'll say from the south.
So the direction you're going. All right.
Yeah.
Nothing eventful happens while you're setting up camp, so the tiny hut gets made. And Enoch, you can cook whatever you have on you, I suppose. Because, yeah, as part of your background feature, it also says you can find little wild game, but you can't find anything up here.
Yeah. Luckily,
You find like a couple like little you can find like a couple like scurrying mice if you want to just like
bugs.
perfect.
and bugs. Yeah, you can find like some. Pretty...
It'll be like mice bug stew.
perfect. Yep.
He'll show them and like crunch them down and like mortar and pestle them so that nobody can really
like the mice too. You're pestling the mice.
No.
Oh.
He'll
It's the
just use that
bugs.
for the meat, but for the bugs, so that people can't like see it and weird textures.
Oh man, there is an episode of.
I'm imagining there's like little mice drumsticks.
Yeah, there's an episode of this like Bear Grylls show where he goes to places with like celebrities, and he just takes them out in the wild. And the one episode, they're just like, "There's no food," and they just eat mice. Yeah,
Gross.
mice cooked in urine. Anyways,
Lovely.
yes, it's just what. Oh
Party.
man.
Let's
Anyways,
take a
yeah.
picture.
So you're making a bug and mice stew.
He has his spices that the others bought for him and stuff, so he does have the provisions essentially to have a heartier meal.
That looks delicious.
Yep, it's the first time trying it, but it should be good.
Well, mice eat a lot of grains and berries, so they can't taste too terrible.
The bugs give it a nice little acidic tartness, if you will.
Great.
Did you say bugs?
No, I said the yes, I said bugs.
It has been a while since I've had bugs.
It's
Well,
very
these are-
traditional.
So,
Enak, for a minute, as those two are like, "Oh, yeah, bugs," he's gonna just give them both a look like, and then he has to remember Talindra eats fucking spiders.
And Gravel's from the Underdark.
Yeah.
The only thing that he's been
Yeah.
eating is like fucking.
Gravel
other
looks like
things
a
that are in
rock,
the
so it kind of
Underdark.
makes sense. Talindra,
It's like my
people
mom
eat
used to make.
gourmet bugs, gourmet spiders.
Ornorian's just like, this is...
The undead guy who doesn't even have to eat. It's just like. Well, actually, I don't know.
They still have
we don't know
they
that.
still have to, Ornorian and Enoch still have to eat.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, I had to Google what does mice taste like? Tastes like rat.
That tastes
So
like.
the oil that rats and mice secrete gives them a distinctive taste as well. This individual describes it as quite pungent and gamey, most similar to raccoon or rabbit. So it's like eating raccoon or rabbit,
Yeah,
which I've
Rabbit?
Never
eaten.
eaten
I've had
either.
rabbit.
I've eaten
before.
rabbit, yeah.
If you prepare rabbit, it's good. I've
Pretty
heard,
good.
like little rabbit.
Raccoon, you have to be careful because if you nick the scent gland it has, it just gets. Oh. Anyways, and the also other top Google result is for people who care. What does mice poop taste like?
well, there's probably a couple
That's
of
how
those
you get,
pellets in
like-
there.
If you're googling that, you've
Super
had a bad
sick.
day.
Super sick. Mice droppings is so bad. Anyways, yeah,
Will make
So-
you sick.
it's really hard. It's really hard to clean and prepare mice. Right, they're like this big, so
They're
they're
tiny,
they're
yeah.
kind of you've kind of like they're just floating.
Like it would be dangerous with all those little bones. Like,
Dude,
mm.
I'd be more
Bite through
concerned
'em,
about
just
all the
crunch through 'em.
If you-
my concern would be all the parasites.
If you cook bones
yeah.
long enough, you can eat them without having
really?
them like get caught in your throat and stuff. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
Bone marrow
places
stuff.
like in
Broth.
definitely like in like the older times they'd cook bones down. If they're like having troubles finding protein and stuff, they'd cook the bones down from their meat, and the bones would get very very chewy, and then not be at risk of like. Fun
Ugh.
fact.
Don't worry, Enak has the chef feet, so he is
right.
proficient with these cooks tools. So he is cleaning these mice like no one's business. You
All
may
right.
get a little tough. It's a fur, but so be it.
Or Norian just like takes a big spoonful. You can definitely see like just like eats it. Oh, it's fine. Yeah, yeah, no.
I eat mine. I kind of pick out the bugs and eat those and leave the mice.
No, I mashed those up. You can't tell.
Oh,
Sorry.
then never mind.
He was trying to be courteous and hide that from you guys, but you are weirdos that enjoy
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I
the
forgot
bugs you
about
cannot
that.
tell they're in there. They've been like turned into a
Right.
fine powder.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I just eat it normal then.
Yeah, just mice chunks in there.
You're welcome.
But then you all fear this weird sensation. No, I'm
These
kidding.
undead mice.
I'm
Okay.
kidding. The mice are like,
I was just
they come out.
Oh,
They
no.
crawl out of the boat, out of the
It's like
broth.
the scene from Alien.
God.
Oh no! And this is the end of the campaign.
But you do swear you see one of them twitch in the bowl.
They dead.
And you're just like,
He flicks it out of the tiny. Anyone that shows a little movement.
yeah. All right. Well, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thanks for the meal.
Yes, thank you, Enak. Thank you for the mice.
And bugs. Don't forget that.
Wait, there's bugs in it.
No, that was just in those two.
All right, cool.
Those two. And telepathically, he's going to tell Umbra to patrol, and then if it needs to sleep, just sleep.
And the
But in
tiny
the
hut is
ethereal
up, so
plane.
everyone's safe.
He'll just tell Umbra in the ethereal plane to stay there.
Alrighty. So, everybody gets a long rest.
Nice.
And bright and early, we'll say 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
The tiny hut. 8 hours. The tiny hut lasts for 8 hours, yeah? And you cast it at 8.
Oh, that's a very
it
good
does.
question.
You
I
cast
think
it at,
so.
You cast it at 8 p.m.
Till 4.
So 4 a.m. the tiny hut disappears, and you're all woken up by a cold wind, not snowing or anything, just a cold early morning wind, and a light drizzle.
That's brisk.
And you all have officially have been together for 69 days.
Hey.
Yeah, 4 a.m. So you can see, like, you're on top of the mountain. It's dark up here. No. Regardless, you're on top of the mountain and you can see the sunset, actually, or the sunrise very, very well up here.
Nice. Enar's gonna walk over and kind of stand toward the edge, or as much as he can, facing the rising sun. He's just gonna kind of. This is his element. He's just gonna kind of bask in it for a bit.
Alrighty. Honorian pushes you off.
Love it, love it.
Uh,
Uh,
I'm gonna play a gentle sort of morning tune.
Alright.
One's waking up.
I'm taking
Sun's
a
rising.
spell. I'm switching one of my spells because Gravel made a good point about possible parasites and nasty shit in food. So he is going to take his infamous purify food and drink. Remove the booze, please.
all right. How you feeling, Enoch?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Yeah?
Ready to go. Yeah. Just a lot. I'm home, but it doesn't feel like home. That makes sense.
Yeah, home doesn't mean much without friends and family. It's one of the reasons I never went back to Stonecrop.
Well, hopefully you never learn that your home is being infested by frog things.
Right, it was oozes. Oozes just gushed right through.
Well, if you ever want to go back home and you need help, and you help me, as you have been, I'll do that for you.
Well, yeah, we'll see. Let's take care of this first.
If you don't ever feel like going home either, and you
What was that?
well, if you don't ever feel like going to that home, and I have people that survive, maybe you can live with me in my herd. You'll be as small as a young babe of my herd for a bit, and they will outgrow you, but you will be Uncle Gravel Vinlock. And you're smart, and a lot of my tribe aren't, so that would be beneficial. He taught me a word, beneficial. Good thing I knew that before you.
That sounds real nice, Enak.
You could make bone locks. I heard those are pretty strong.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Bollocks.
So, trying to change the subject. So, where are we going? Can you point to it from here?
At this point, would it be like another? At this point, it'll be like 2 days of travel, or will it be like a day and
a little over a day
some?
at this point.
We have about a day's worth of travel left. Maybe a little bit more.
So, like over there.
He'll point. Can we see the coast?
That's actually a really good question.
The blue of the ocean.
It'd be like 250 miles away.
You did say that
You did travel.
It was raining a little bit, right?
Oh yeah,
there's probably a little overcast. Maybe
there's not much visibility.
Can't see that far. Yeah.
And the coast is like from here like 250 miles away.
Okay. It's more that way. I know, kind of like change the trajectory of where I was pointing.
All right.
All right, let's get going.
And it's a little more slippery up here because these are a lot of like wet rocks. So, anyways, later on during today's trek, about 3 hours later, you can see a large murder of crows flying around in the sky. About 30 or so crows, just flying above. And a few hundred feet ahead, around a bend, you can see nestled amongst a collection of jagged boulders are a series of tattered tents of animal hide and a handful of severely decomposing corpses of large pale-skinned humanoids. Some of the crows are perched on the corpses and pecking away, pulling away strips of rotting meat. And this is about, a few hundred feet away, so about 300 feet away.
Enak is going to take his hand and he's going to wipe his face down, and as he does, he's going to take the visage of that large dark elf that he took while he was in Rosanna.
Okay.
So buzz cut, white hair, kind of everything's essentially the same, except it's imagine Enak as a dark elf. So it's like nothing really changes except like the color of the skin and the ears get pointed, but yeah, it's essentially the same.
Alrighty.
Visually.
Enak, what's up? Do I need to put on the wig and powder my nose? What's going on?
No, if they come back alive, back undead or whatever they are, rather them not face someone they may know.
Makes sense.
So
All right.
Yeah, this is all about 300 feet away.
Yeah. I can. Once I get a little closer, I can. Well, I can try right now. See if I can hit him from here.
All the corpses are just laid out on the ground.
But yeah, it's up to you. Might be a little disrespectful.
maybe aim for one of the birds. See if scaring them off.
Yeah, there's like 30 crows flying up in the air, and there's a bunch of them just picking at the corpses.
Yeah, all right. Let's give it a shot. Yeah. Steady aim to cancel out the disadvantage from shooting over 80.
Oh, yep.
So it's just a flat roll.
Yep.
Not a flat roll, but not an advantage. That's a 20 to hit.
You hit one of the ravens or one of the crows and just dies, and the rest go fly off. They have 1 hit point, so.
Thank you. Anything look like it's moving?
No.
To start to move forward.
Okay. As you get closer, you can see each corpse appears to have a gaping hole in the center of the chest.
Enak is going to take a bandage. His blood-soaked bandages that he wore for a very long time, and he is going to cover his eyes.
Okay.
He still has blind sight with his fighter, but he does not want to see this, like, super up close, personal.
It looks like these Goliaths have been dead for a few weeks. And as you got closer, Enoch, and you were kind of like getting closer, you saw a singular set of Goliath-sized footprints continuing to the south.
Okay, he'll take note of that, and then he'll put his bandage on.
Okay. And yeah.
Just tell me what you find out. I can help to a degree.
Yeah, don't worry, I got this. And I'm gonna inspect all the bodies for any identifying trinkets or marks.
Just animal hides, like, and very similar build. Well, I mean, yeah, animal hides and stuff. Nothing really.
So most of them are, or if not all of them, are Goliaths.
They're all Goliath, yeah. And yeah, there's a whole gaping hole in the center of each of their chests where it looks like something burst out of. The ribs are kind of like pushed outwards.
And the only tracks in this area are Goliath.
A single set of Goliath tracks going to the south, the direction you're headed. And as you're investigating these corpses, they all start standing up. And I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh no!
How far away was Enoch from all these corpses?
I mean, he's not going to be too. He's going to be like on the outskirts.
Right. Gravel was pretty close.
Yeah, I was in the middle of them. You can just say I'm in the middle of them.
Yep. Ornorian was going to be right here. Alrighty. This is a battle map, so.
Oh.
They each of the corpses stands up, and as they stand up, their jaws unhinge and long barbed tongues like coil out of their mouths. And then, yeah, it's Enoch initiative. What'd you get?
An 8.
Okay. Gravel.
19.
Talindra.
20.
Nice. So, I'll say anybody but Gravel can move their token. If you'd like to be anywhere in that area, you don't have to be like right up close. Just that Gravel was, inspecting the corpses.
That probably wasn't that close. I mean, like,
Okay.
just because of how the rocks are, he wouldn't be like hunkered behind one.
And yeah, the drop off here is very steep, where this like brown, lighter brown dirt is. That's the kind of like the cliff side, and it's a 2,700 foot drop over the side. Alrighty, Talindra, you're up first. These 4 Goliaths just all stand up. The gaping holes in their chest, not completely like you can't see through this hole like out their back. It looks like something like it was inside and just burst out, very much like Alien.
Okay. And so there were the other things nearby were tents. You said.
Yeah, there's tents, but I don't have them on the map because they're all like tattered and like not usable.
And there's trees and stuff here?
That's on the ground, so those trees are like 2,700 feet down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I put a fireball, which is a thing I can do now, if I put that like here, like sort of at the end, could I get them without getting gravel?
It's a 30-foot radius, so if you did it there, you
is
would
it
get
30 foot?
gravel. Yeah. Or 20-foot radius. If you did it there, I think you would get gravel.
Okay, can I put it more so that I get the 3 sort of to the south, so like around
Yeah, for
here.
sure. Yeah.
I'll get those 3.
And how are you
and I'm
doing fireball?
I'm gonna do fireball at 4th level.
Do bards get fireball?
No, it was one of the spells I took. I can get like
Right.
spells from like other
Magical
types.
secrets.
That's right.
Ooh.
Magical
All right, so you and this fireball detonates, and these 3 on the south need to make dex saves.
Yeah.
All right,
I
so
was just like, what?
all right,
These beetle.
6 plus 3 for 9, 12, and a 16.
That was 9, 12, and 16.
Yep.
Yeah, all those fail.
Yep.
Damn.
47 damage.
Oh, damn.
Holy crap! Is that right?
Talindra. Yeah,
Those were
Oh my
hot
God.
rolls.
Fireball.
Those
You
were hot
cast it.
rolls.
So how much was the damage? Sorry, 47.
47.
Yeah, those 3 are
That
just
was
those 3
4
are just
6s.
those 3 are just and nothing left.
Gravel's just
Hot
like
damage. Hot
slow
damage.
turn from
So
gravel.
dead.
Oh my
All
god!
3
I
just
rolled all
incinerated.
6s except for 1.
All those 3 get incinerated.
I just kind of look awkwardly at Enoch. Like
Enak can't see it, luckily. I can feel the heat, but he has his blindfold on.
Right, so that's your action fireball.
Yeah.
Or Ryan's like, holy fuck.
Literally.
Wait, so is the ball still up or is it?
No, it goes away.
It goes away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's amazing.
I think that's my turn.
All right,
amazing.
Gravel. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw from the stench off this Goliath.
All right. Con saving throw. Here we go. That's a 10 flat.
That just succeeds.
Ooh.
And you are immune to that stench for 24 hours.
Oh boy. Good thing I have a plus
Oh,
1
fuck.
con.
Oh no, never mind. Yeah, you're the only one that needs to make these saves. All right, what are you doing? You see Talindra just incinerate 3 of them, and there's just this one left. Fuck. Damn.
Gravel's being this close.
That was a good fireball.
And yeah, it was. That was amazing.
I rolled almost a perfect.
Wow.
Like, that was
2 away.
crazy.
That was, yeah. Gravel is going to take the hand that he usually uses with Mage Hand
Yep.
and kind of smack his short sword,
Okay.
and it's just gonna make a kind of thunderclap noise, and it's gonna vibrate.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's gonna take it and stab this thing, casting Booming Blade.
Sounds good.
Since right now he can't really get sneak attack, but he's just gonna try and get some extra damage off that he normally wouldn't. So the attack with the short sword is 21 to hit.
21 hits.
All right. The piercing damage is 7.
Okay.
And sorry, I'm gonna read Booming Blade again, make sure that I'm covering this correctly.
If it moves willingly,
right,
it takes thunder damage.
Right, but since we're above level 5, it takes right now 1d8 of thunder damage. So I'll roll that right now. 2.
Okay.
A little bit extra. That's a long walk for a tiny sip. And then I'm going to bonus action disengage and hop over here, if that's possible.
Yep.
If not, okay, cool. I can move a little bit further back if I can't hop up on top of this. Okay.
That'll bring us to the Goliath thing. It's gonna run right at Talindra. These things are slightly intelligent, so yeah, it's gonna.
Whenever it gets within 5 feet of me, Enak's going to bring the blade and take a reaction to brace.
Hold on, roll thunder damage first.
Oh, yeah, 2d8 thunder damage.
As it.
Okay. Hey, good roll. 12 thunder damage.
Alrighty. And then this thing's looking hurt. So Enak, your reaction to swing at
brace. Yep. Oh, yep. Holy vendor. 16 to hit.
16 does hit.
Okay. Wow, shit damage. 9 plus 4, so 13 slashing damage, and
Sorry, is it 13 slashing?
yeah. And oh wow, I rolled 2 10s on the radiant damage, so 20 radiant damage.
How do you want to do that? How does Thine wish to do this?
He is going to,
Wow.
as the creature's running to Talindra, he's going to step in front of Talindra and he's going to bring the blade backwards and drive it through the hole. And as he does, he's going to lift with as much as he can to like slice it up and in half, try to get as much. And he's going to take it and he's going to kick it off the side of the mountain.
Alrighty, and that is the end of that.
Coup de grace.
I'm sorry that was so brutal, Enak. Didn't realize it would happen that way.
That's fine. They weren't who they used to be. Did you find anything useful?
No, not really. Do you?
What was that heat, by the way?
Yeah, do you bury your dead or do you, cremate them?
Depends. Most of the time we burn them. We don't have a lot of room to bury on the mountain, so.
Good.
I think some of them have been burned. I could.
He's gonna lift up.
Yeah, you just see like char marks and like dust and ashes.
Ravel's gonna kind of slyly try to give Talindra a thumbs up and like a.
Would you like? If you want, I could burn the other corpse as well, if that would be the respectful way of dealing with it.
That is over the side of the mountain.
Yeah.
It's off.
Yeah, Enak kicked.
Never mind.
He did not want to see that.
That's right, I forgot that.
It's fine. I think we should just go. If you didn't find anything, I saw some footprints earlier. Let's follow those.
All
and
right.
he'll start
Okay.
moving with a purpose.
Okay. Yeah. The footprints are Goliath sized, and they're a little bit. They're well bigger than yours, but they are Goliath in.
Okay.
You know. D100 Enoch.
All right. 42.
Okay. Thank you. You follow these footprints for another 2 hours or so. And you come to this kind of waterfall sort of thing. There's like a raging waterfall. Looks like it kind of dips down into a small little reservoir on the side of the mountain. But at where you are, you're technically kind of walking across the top of the waterfall through like a bunch of like rocks that had been piled up to kind of like ease the crossing of the river, of this like river. And there's a creature lying on the ground nearby that's been chopped up and just brutalized. It's been decapitated. Its head is lying nearby, kind of just impaled in the ground with like a spear. It looks like this creature has a vaguely humanoid head, the body of a lion, and the wings of a dragon, and its long tail ends in a cluster of deadly spikes. But it's been like it's so like chopped up that it's not reanimating like other things have been. And it looks, and you've been on the mountain, Enoch, you know what a manticore is, and that is a manticore, but it's been just absolutely brutalized.
Okay.
And the footprints look like they went towards it, where it is now, and then walked away from it. Like a singular Goliath did this.
Okay.
Whoever
Keeping it
did
going.
this, whoever did this had the right idea. We should, if we see any creatures, keep this in mind.
Right.
Things keep coming back.
Does it look like the tracks cross the
The,
crossover?
yeah, the tracks had definitely crossed this like little rocky crossing atop the waterfall.
He'll start making his way toward the rocks.
Okay.
He's actually going to climb on top of. He's going to call Umbra back, and he's going to climb on top of Umbra.
Okay.
And, let Umbra carry him over, because he is not dexterous enough to trust himself with the balance.
Okay. This is fun. Ornorian just like, this place sucks. Another D100 Enoch for the next 3 hours, please. Bringing us to noon. You've been up
That's
since,
a hot 69.
You've been up since 4, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Spicy.
8 hours. We're at 8 hours of travel today at noon.
Oh god.
Well, nah. Yeah. Breakfast. What'd you get? 69?
Mm-hmm.
Another creature lies up ahead, also brutalized and cut up into pieces. Very similar to one of the creatures that ran down the mountain at you all a couple days ago. An Etten, a two-headed giant. It is also chopped up into pieces and staked into the ground to prevent it like reanimating. And the same singular Goliath footprints walking away from the corpse.
Can I get a closer look at these attacks to see if they were done in like one single blow, or if it was just like someone like kind of doing things methodically?
Medicine check.
Again, it was another 18. 2. That's happened twice
You
tonight.
can't really tell.
All right.
But there are like, whatever did this, the blade was incredibly sharp, that there is no like ragged flesh or anything, like a completely clean cut, like one of the cleanest cuts you've seen.
All right.
Like actually the cleanest cuts you've ever seen.
I'm kind of confused by all of this. All this. none of this makes this doesn't make sense. Like I know we've got weapons that are pretty sharp, right? Can cut through things pretty well, but usually there's always like some visual form of resistance left behind. That doesn't seem to be what's going on here.
Well, that's fun.
Can Enoch get down and see how old these tracks may be? These
Yeah,
footprints that they're
totally.
following now?
Survival check.
Wow. 14.
14. Probably sort of the same as the Goliath corpses, about a couple weeks.
Couple weeks. Okay. And it definitely looks like the direction that we're headed.
Yes.
Okay. And the direction that we're technically heading is where he fell from the mountain.
Correctamundo.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. These don't look like his own feet, do they?
No, these are bigger than yours.
Okay.
And they, like I said, they're going towards these corpses and then moving away from these corpses.
So it looks like they're. All right.
Tal, do you know any spells that could do things like this? Cuts like this?
I don't personally, although I wouldn't be surprised if one exists, but I don't have it. Not part of my skill set.
All right. An Orion?
No fucking clue.
All right.
If you'd like, I could check it to see if there's any magic left over, although I don't know if that would be useful or not.
I would doubt that any magic would linger after 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I guess we keep moving.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's take a break. Let's
All right.
let's rest up.
Yeah, okay. Sure, sounds good.
Yeah, you're at 8 hours of travel right now, so
Mhm.
any longer you start getting exhaustion levels.
all right. Do we want to just wait here, eat some food, and then wait until we're ready to go to bed, go to sleep?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe not set up the hut until
Yeah, I'll wait till we're ready
dark.
to.
Yeah.
Mhm. All right.
Yeah, I don't think Enoch's gonna really do much. He's gonna kind of keep his eye out on the direction that they're traveling.
Okay. Yeah, it's still like a light drizzle of rain.
What he'll do is he'll gather up his mess kit, and like, I imagine they have like the pot or whatever, and
Yeah.
he'll set it out to catch rainwater.
All right.
Nice.
It's not like
good
we're
idea.
keeping too much terrible track on that, but yeah, he'll make sure that the group has some fresh water.
Sure.
That's a good idea.
All right. Just for the sake of time, you all get the benefits of another long rest. Whenever you all wanted to go to sleep, you can. Whatever time you decide to go to sleep.
Before bed, I wanted to cast a magic aura
Okay.
to like give that effect onto the beacon, the fake beacon, to make
Sure.
it look like a real beacon.
Okay.
Just for shits and giggles. It lasts 24 hours, so I figured might as well if I have the slot.
All right. Yeah. What time are you all looking to go to sleep? Early start tomorrow, not an early start tomorrow.
Maybe like, I don't know, like 10, and we'd be up at like 6. Would that be? Or
Yeah,
All right.
that sounds good.
With the rising
does that sound
sun.
reasonable?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So yeah, you all get the benefits of a long rest, and you wake up at 10 a.m., not 4 a.m. today.
Oh, I thought you said
No,
we wake up
bed
at 6 a.m.
Right. Sorry.
So we'd be in
That's
bed
right,
at 10.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So you wake up at 6 a.m. with the sunrise, a little more of the sunrise, and you have another Enoch about another 6 hours ahead of you.
Hey, he'll let the group know
Okay.
about how far.
So you're probably going to be right around here now on the map.
All right. So, I mean, at this point, I imagine we're just expecting maybe some undead things. That seems to be what's going on here, but
Maybe.
And there's this person we're following too. We don't know.
I don't know
yeah.
if they're going to be
Who they
lingering
are.
after weeks. We'll see.
Who knows?
Okay. As you start setting off, following these footprints are taking you off your intended trail a little bit, but not too much. Like it's
As
like,
long as they don't seem to be diverting
nah, it's like
terribly.
it's like maybe 30 yards.
Okay. He'll keep following the
All right.
footprints at that point.
D100, please.
Okay, that dice is spinning way too much. Just settle. Okay, there we go. 78. That D100 was like this the whole time.
As you follow these tracks, oh man, I'm so glad you rolled this one. It kind of like goes down a little bit, and as it goes down, there's a row of 41 stakes, kind of scattered all around, upon which the bodies of kobolds, where chopped up pieces of what look like one-eyed. There's like a head of like a one-eyed giant impaled on one of these stakes, and there's like an assortment of like weird creature heads impaled on the stakes, and they all look like they overcame some form of undeath and were slaughtered and then placed on these stakes as like some sort of deterrent. And the tracks go to each of these stakes and then start to go down this little descent a little. Not like a super big descent, like maybe angled like a not a super and kind of peering around a little bit, you can see the entrance to what appears to be a type of like shrine / ruin.
Hey guys, should we be thanking whoever's doing this, or be worried that they might do this to you two? And he looks at Honorian and Enoch.
I mean, we're not like hostile. And
No, of course
while
not.
you're talking, you can hear the sounds of footfalls walking up this ascent. And rounding the bend, you can see two Goliaths dressed in furs, and they go, "Hello." And Enoch is still looking like Enoch currently, right?
Yeah.
Hello. Oh.
And giant.
I see another Goliath, and they're like, they kind of drop this like wary stance they had, and they go to more like relaxed.
This is all in giant too.
Okay.
Greetings.
They respond in giant. What brings you this way?
A vision.
They start to get a little closer, and you recognize two Goliaths you would have seen in your herd, but you weren't on familiar terms with them. And they recognize you, and then in giant they say Enoch. Like they know your name, they can recognize certain things, but none of you like know each other personally. You just know each other by name. These two Goliaths are called Guk, Guk, and Stok, Stok.
He'll approach Guk and Stock
Yep, Guk and Stok.
offer Guk and Stock, cool, and offer them, the greeting which I imagine is like the forearm
Yeah.
grab.
From Predator. Yeah.
These are my companions, Honorian, Talindra, Gravin,
Yeah,
Gravel.
yeah, it's fine.
And you can see they are not wielding very sharp looking weapons. They're like wielding like axes made like both of them are wielding like what look like great axes made of stone. And they're like, greetings. It's nice to meet you. What? Yes.
Who? Do you know who did this?
The leader of our herd, Vauk.
Okay.
Yeah, Vauk.
VE.
Vauk. And that is the leader of your herd, but you never met them because you were sent out to do your hunt. Yep.
Yep.
By them, and you never got to meet them because you tumbled away.
He'll kind of take a more like, not rigid, but he'll kind of hold himself up a bit.
And neither of these are the Goliath you saw when you teleported to where your herd was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. I hung out with some. Oh
yeah,
man.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They're like, it's been a while. You disappeared.
I was betrayed and left alone, and I fell.
Oh.
That's where I'm going.
Well, would you like to speak to Vauk?
Yes, please. Very much so.
They nod and go, your friends are welcome as well if they would like.
All right. He's gonna ask. I don't remember their names, or if you even gave me names of those Goliaths, but he's gonna ask if they are there.
Unfortunately, it's just us three. Myself, Stock, and Vauk. The rest perished along the mountain.
All right. Okay. Oh, Umbra, and Umbra's gonna pop up. Don't be alarmed.
They instantly go for their weapons and they go, all right.
He's all right. He protects me from the veil, the other side, and he'll let Umbra disappear again.
All right. Come with us, please.
All right.
And they start descending down the. And yes, don't be alarmed by the severed heads. Things have been coming back to life, and we've been a little wary.
It's actually a comfort.
We removed a few.
All right.
Is this conversation all happening in Giant, or is it?
No, they're when they're giving you guys the warnings, they're in common. But when they talk specifically to Enak, it's in Giant. And they start leading you down this slope. They eventually bring you to this like entrance to this very old ruin / temple or shrine. And they go inside, and you can see it's just been set up as a temporary kind of camp for 3 people. There's a door on the eastern wall that's made of just like very old stone that's closed and definitely like heavy, and it's closed. You can see where there's like open, very like stone coffins where there were once corpses inside, and you can tell the lids have all been like smashed off and the corpses have been just taken, like they're not there anymore. We found this place during our migration, and we lost some more of our herd in here because the corpses would not stay sleeping. So we dealt with the corpses and threw them over the side of the mountain.
These corpses, like if someone dies here, do they just come back as a corpse, or does it seem like there's some ritual involved?
Our herd members, no matter how they perished, would come back no matter what. If so, we're kind of the mind that if you die, you come back, but not the same. Anywhere.
How long does that process usually take?
We notice it minutes in some.
That's pretty fast.
We had a priest who would do rituals, but they died, and they came back within seconds. So It's not
Okay.
great. And they lead you past this closed stone door, through this, like, definitely like a shrine. This is the only place of shelter we could find temporarily. We're not staying too long, just until we're rested up and ready to move again. Um, and they start leading you through, and eventually lead you to like this back room that was definitely once used for probably like communion and like prayer and worship. Um, it's filled with like an assortment of like tools and weapons and stuff. And sitting in a big stone chair is this very large Goliath, about 10 feet tall, rippling muscles. And strapped to his back is this massive, curved sword that looks like it's made of like almost like just like you can't really tell. It's like shimmering, like a material, like a shimmering material, like a metal you've never seen before, and that looks like it might be the weapon that was in charge of like these expert clean cuts. Um, this Goliath is covered in tattoos. Like no, there's really no part of his body that has bare skin. It's just all tattoos, mostly of animals. Um, he has bright blue eyes, like a bear claw necklace, and very thick furs and hides. And on his left hand is this kind of like big bejeweled yellow, like a big jeweled bracelet filled with just these big yellow gems. He goes, Enoch. You must be Enoch, yes. I
He's gonna
recognize
just
you.
he's gonna fall, essentially, not like fall down, but he's gonna like fall into like a respectful kneeling, bow his head. Yes.
I was worried you dead. You never came back from your hunt.
Right. I couldn't. I couldn't. I wanted to return, but I knew I needed to get stronger.
Well,
I did.
I can appreciate wanting to get stronger. Did you get stronger?
I did.
That's great. He smiles. I imagine you're aware of the state of our herd. He gestures to the only other two Goliaths that are here with him.
I am. Very much so.
We had many losses on our migration here. We were looking to go further south. The northern regions of the mountain became the home for monstrous creatures. Worms and these strange beings.
Like frogs.
No. Creatures made of worms, like the worms were, wearing robes and using magic, and we left. And a lot of our herd we lost on the travel. And as I'm sure you're aware, because I was told you reappeared to us momentarily to speak to someone, but I didn't believe in such things, but maybe it is true. But members of the herd were also going missing.
Yes, I had a brief stint with returning. Part of me wanted to stay, but another part of me knew I couldn't do much, and I had left. And he kind of gestures to the other three, or to the two.
Yeah.
And I had made promises that I had to keep.
And these are your friends, the ones you've been traveling with.
Yes. Gravel, Talindra, Honorians, newish.
Well,
But
it is
he's
nice to meet you
capable.
all. I assume you've been keeping Enoch safe, and, well, he's been doing the same for all of you.
That sums it up pretty well.
That's excellent. Well, you returned from your hunt. And, well, and do you still have the head of the saber-toothed tiger, like, just hanging out?
No, I threw it.
Oh, you threw it.
I threw it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, did you slay any creatures when you were gone? Any creatures of notoriety? Any
A lot of trophies.
I did. I gave them all to Bertrand. Remember that.
any beasts of note in your travels?
He's gonna pull out the. I did a lot, but I had other people that helped me along the way that I, gifted them to. But I did keep this, and he's gonna pull out the Displacer Beast hide.
Excellent. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, then. He stands up. Do you mind if I inspect this?
Oh, yeah. Yes, and he's gonna hand it over. I skinned it myself.
Right, and yeah, when he stands up, this Goliath, 10 feet tall, big, and he steps it down. And when he steps, you can actually hear like the stone kind of like crack a bit because this stone isn't built for someone like his stature. You look around. This is definitely was a dwarven shrine. There's like a lot of dwarven architecture, so the stone is not used to his mass. And he holds up the hide, inspects it, hands it back to you. I would say that is a worthy beast.
There was more. I just don't have the.
You left to do a hunt to join the high society of our tribe, our herd, like your father before you. Would you like to do that ritual still? You will not need to stay with us, but you will become a full-fledged honorary member of the tribe, of the herd.
Yes, of course. Yes.
He
Please.
turns to Guck and Stock. Guck, Stock. And sure, Enok's friends are well fed, given whatever they desire in terms of drink and food. I have to give Enak the joining ritual. And Enak, you've heard of the joining ritual before. Everyone in the herd goes through it. He looks at you all. Thank you for bringing Enak home.
He's gonna hand his bag with all the
Welcome.
cooking items off to the others.
Okay. And he leads you, Enak, to that door that was closed, like the stone door. Opens it with one hand, just the stone just grinds. He motions for you to step in.
Gives a look to the others and nods as he moves in.
He nods at you all. Eat whatever you wish. We have lots of food, lots of drink. Your heart's content. And Va'uk also follows you in, closes the stone door behind you because it's a ritual, so it's a little. Your herd ritual is very, very private and sacred and honored. Closes the door behind, and in the center of this room, you can see they've taken like they've taken like this kind of like baptism area that the dwarves would use in this shrine, and they've kind of converted it to their own uses. And there's currently like this gold cloth covering the pool of water almost, and there's pictures of like dwarven gods and just like all over the place, but they've also been kind of like covered up because your herd don't really want to. You get the sense they feel like they don't want to like deface the place with their rituals and stuff. And he leads you towards the pool.
He follows.
And he pulls the sheet off, and it's just filled with water. And he's like, Enak, step in, please.
Do I need to keep all my gear on?
If you wish.
Okay. He'll leave it on.
All right. And as you step into the water?
Yes.
Okay. If you feel something kind of brush up against your leg. And Va'uk turns to you and says, Enak, it is an honor to have you join us again, and an honor, I imagine, to follow in your father's footsteps. When he completed his hunt, he came to us, and he did the same thing you're about to do. And I can say the entity that claimed him made him much more powerful. And Va'uk's image shifts into that of a 10-foot tall, green, frog-like creature that goes... And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw as it casts Dominate Person.
Fuck. Is this a magical effect?
It is.
I have advantage against those.
Go for it. Wisdom saving throw with advantage.
I was
DC
about.
DC 17.
So I was like, oh man, if we get a chance to do
Fuck
anything.
off. It's a 14.
14. You're dominated currently. And then out in the other room, Gravel and Talindra, you're hanging out with these other two Goliaths. And they kind of just go slack-jawed and stop moving.
So, I mean, I can't message. I mean, we already established earlier, Honorian, that I can't message Enak, with my stuff. But you could talk to him. Could you make sure? I mean, like, we don't have. It's fine. He's probably
Honorian
busy.
just kind of points to the two Goliaths that were like watching over, and they've both just kind of went standing still and slack-jawed, and they both just kind of collapsed to the ground. And then they disappear. And you hear footsteps coming out from another little area in the back of the shrine. And you see Talindra, Gravel, and Honorian see... You hear the footsteps. They're like wet and sloppy, like... And then you hear, both of you hear, you all hear... And two... oh, woo! Two 8-foot tall, red toad-like creatures with long claws come stepping out from behind and just go. And that's where we're going to end the session for the week.
Oh no!
My God, what have we gotten ourselves into?
So Enak is with this massive green toad-like creature with this big fucking sword, and then Talindra, Gravel, and Honorian have two red 8-foot tall toad creatures, and the Goliaths they were with were never even there. They were
Never
illusions.
Never even there.
But that's what we're gonna pick up next week.
Yikes!
Right.
That's a pickle. That's a pickle, guys.
And Enok's been dominated.
Yeah.
Fucking Holy Avenger. Do what you need to. God damn it.
But thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week. Just see what happens next. Bye bye.
Oh. Bye bye. Bye bye.